Hey guys, how are you doing today? Welcome back to another video. And finally, after 3 months of waiting, the first protected kingdom to open after IGG's extended protection update is now open. It opened on Tuesday morning. I woke up at about 6 o'clock to migrate my 200ml alt account over to look at rankings. Now, when I jumped over, it was 2 scrolls. I was rank 49. If I'd waited another 30 seconds, probably could have got in for just 1 scroll. But I was pretty impatient. I had to wait about another 2 days for these scroll costs to drop. And yesterday morning, I put some T4 in my hospitals and I migrated my main account over at 493 million might. Then when I was there, I ordered resources from my dealer and I boosted to 600 mil, which at the time of recording this video is actually rank 21 in that kingdom. So I'm kind of now a titan, which is a really weird feeling. So as soon as I finish training my troops, I am just going to go crazy, soloing as many Fury targets as I can. On the first day, I actually managed to get 16 million kills, and it wasn't just on the first day, it was within like the first 5 hours. You guys know I absolutely love zeroing solo targets, raiding kingdoms, and just going crazy in KVK, just like what we're doing right now. So I've just jumped on this group of players in the guild HOS who are rallying a C22 player who had capped their leader. So I just zeroed Lady Rose there, and now I'm going after this 200 mil player. K663 is still at the stage where you have players under 300 million might furying everywhere. You know, players as small as 50 million might are scouting, attacking, going into fury. And so a big player like me, this is like an abundance of easy kills right here. But the issue with soloing online targets, and by the way, pretty much all of my kills on the first day did come from online players in Fury. When you are rallying online targets, you know, it's quite hard to fully zero them, because after the first hit, some of them will shelter their leader so you can't get it. And because they're online, most of them will be in war gear and talents, and even if it's not very good war gear, because most of these guys are going to have grey to green war gear, soloing millions of troops in war gear is still going to hurt. So I lost a ton of troops on the first day, but it was worth it because I had a lot of fun. You guys see that 1.2 billion food in the corner of my screen? Well, that's what I had left after my training. That's going to be gone by the end of the day. The C22 trap that was holding the HOS leader shielded on the rally and then randomed away, so now all the troops are marching back. And Lady Rose's troops coming back quickly, so I'm going to send an inf solo. But then when Lady Rose's troops arrive home, she instantly randoms. I think she took some troops out of her hospital as well, because now she's got 400k out. And she had 400k cav range T3 out. I soloed with inf. Now Rose was actually in cavalry phalanx, so my inf took out all of her cav but didn't get to her range. Now in every new kingdom, you've got those small players, and in global chat they just post people's coordinates wherever they are if they're going into Fury. And one guy posted this 163 mil player who was going into Fury, and I was like, okay, I want to solo this. So I immediately jumped in, hit him with cav. He's got 1.6 million troops there. You'll notice as soon as I changed my speed gear to my cav gear, I instantly set an 8-hour tracking rally on him, because he's going to port now and I need to know where he's going to go. So what I have to do now is I have to cancel the rally so I can port next to him, attack him, and then try and set another rally before he randoms away. If he did random after I ported, that would be a really bad outcome. But I do manage to set a march on him before he ports, and then I tried to set another tracking rally, but luckily my guildmate has done it for me, which means I'm now free to teleport after him and continue attacking. That last range solo from me killed 700k of his troops, so now I can assume he's probably only got range left, so I'll port after him as soon as my march is returned and solo with inf. You see my guildmate also sent a solo there and he randomed away. But unfortunately this guy has now also hidden his leader. But if I am being honest, I kind of don't really care about the leader. I mean, getting the leader would be a bonus, but I myself really only care about the kills. Now this next target, this is 130 million might player. Now they're actually in Fury, so I am going to jump in and solo them with inf. I prefer to hit blind with cav in range, but I do want to mix it up and send inf occasionally. Alright, so I do try set a tracker rally on them, but they port before, and I look at the report and it's a defeat. And I'm like, so what does this guy have? Turns out they've actually got 3.6 million troops. They're in cavalry failing, so they did counter me. And interestingly here, I only survived with 200 troops. They killed my siege, and they almost got my leader. And now actually, if they had got my leader, that would be very, very bad for them, because they were in fury and they escaped by porting away before I could set a tracking rally. Now, if they'd capped me, I'd have been able to see where they went, and then we could have started a rally to release my leader. And because they're in fury, they can't shield or do anything about it. And that's why I try to only ever solo players who are online that are in fury, because if they do cap my leader, they're screwed, basically, because we can get them, and unless they're a rally trap, yeah, they're basically screwed. So this next player, he's a 110 mil Castle 24, and I was thinking, that looks yummy, so I'm going to solo him with Inf this time again, and he actually has 2 million troops. Now, he too randomed away before I could set a tracker, so for now he is safe. We actually do find that player again in fury, and I end up zeroing him, so you'll see that in the next video. Now, the next target is a 160 mil player who is hitting tiles. You know, I've got really no opinions on tile hitting. Sometimes I do it if I'm bored. But the important thing is that they're in fury. And as you can see there, they've actually just capped me. Now, most people, they'd be like, oh shit, I've been capped. Well, when I saw that, I was like, this is an amazing target. Because if they've capped me, they've obviously got a lot of troops. They probably can't hide. And they've literally just reactivated their fury. They can't teleport. Well, they can't escape now because they're holding my leader, so I can see their coordinates. And even if they do try to release, if they port away, I can set a tracker rally on them. So Dutch has started a cav rally on this guy to try and free my leader. Now, quite funnily enough, like a minute before this rally walks, this KR guy actually lets me go. And I see this occasionally in KVK when I'm playing with XRX. If we solo someone in fury and they cap us, we set a rally, and they know that they've got no way to escape. One thing that some people will do is release the leader to hope that makes you cancel the rally. Now, this is one of the worst things you can do, because as soon as you do that, it tells them that you're a really juicy target. When I saw that, I became even more excited, because this guy knows he's screwed. He's not going to get away. They actually mailed Dutch and said, hey, I've released the leader, can you cancel the rally please? But unfortunately for this guy, we don't just want my leader back, we want the kills as well. So I'm speeding my leader home right now, because right after the rally hits, I want to go in and solo them. After we set the rally, they ported to their hive and kind of sat there. Only one guy reinforced them, and we have carpets, so we'll be able to close the distance pretty quickly. They've not tried to hide their troops yet, which is another really, really good sign. Now, it is possible, I'd say, if their stats were good enough, they could cap me with, you know, under 2 million troops, maybe around over 1.6 million troops. So it is possible for me to have been capped by a player that can hide, but it's unlikely. And you see, the rally hits them. They had over 3 million troops there in cavalry failing. So that's how they capped my inf solo. If I'd gone caval range, I might have walked back. And I'm just going to speed my troops back really, really quickly, because I want to land the finishing blow. They capped my leader, now I want to cap theirs. I did have a tracker set for my ult in DBR, so in case in case this guy ported after the rally, I'd be able to follow them and continue soloing. But they just kind of sat there and didn't move. They did hide their leader, so I'm quite bummed out that I didn't get that. It would have been a nice addition to my prison. And then I see that guy with blue gear send a march to her, so I'm not sure if that's a reinforcement or a garrison. I check his gear, he's in cav gear, so if it is a garrison and he is sending cav, I could cap him pretty easy with range, so I send a range march to speed it in there. But it turns out it is just a reinforcement, and that is the end of the first part of the first day. So this isn't just even the first day, this is like the first few hours on the first day. There will definitely be a part 2 and maybe even a part 3, because we've still not even got into the majority of the targets I zeroed on that day. And I'm now uploading this on day 2. We've already zeroed another bunch of targets. This kingdom is just full of targets, guys. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like and a comment. I will see you guys next time.